Hello, everybody. Dorothy here. We're going to talk about new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. It is on December 3rd. If you are on the West Coast of the United States, 11:43 p.m. And December 4th, if you are on the East Coast, 2:43 a.m. Now it's at 12 degrees and 22 minutes of Sagittarius. So go hunt that down in your chart. I'm going to show you the chart of what it looks like for my location shortly. However, I want us to think about these things first. So during new moons, we always have, that belief in that process of ritual and setting new goals, new intentions for what we want in our lives. And that's certainly appropriate. However, eclipses are very powerful. So we have a little energy that we just get to play with in a little bit of a time frame that's just a bit different. All right. So what are the qualities of Sagittarius? Let's start with that first. So when we have this new moon, our goals, our intentions, first off, trust what your intuition is telling you to journal and set goals for. And then if we can use some of the qualities of Sagittarius, that will create even more powerful intentions and rituals for yourself. So Sagittarius is very optimistic and spontaneous. It's a fire sign. So we have all of this spontaneity and adventure and fun and creativity and philosophical and exploration. Sag is fun and all of those things. I mean, I enjoy my Sagittarius friends. They're always a blast to be with. And I'm a Gemini, so that opposition is fun. Air and fire, it just like goes well. Tell me if you've noticed that in your own life. Another thing that we're going to look at with this eclipse too is that is on a very personal level, but also on a personal level is what we believe in, whether it's our philosophical beliefs, our political beliefs, our religious beliefs, right? That's Sagittarius too. And it's also foreign places, foreign people, foreign places to, what is your home, your nationality. And so all of these things are going to be coming to our awareness in just a new way and in another way. And already, just as I'm recording this just after Thanksgiving, so it's the end of November, we're already starting to hear some things out of other countries about different variations of this virus. And, nobody knows what the truth of that is even yet. If we ever do, really. It's just a side commentary, sorry. Who knows, right? I'm not a scientist, so there's just no way I can know this. However, that aside, I mean, these things are already stirring up. We've been in the eclipse season, the Gemini Sagittarius eclipses since June of 2020. And we've had a couple others and other signs. However, the majority of them have been Sagittarius and Gemini. So that's information and truth, information and truth. Not enough information, no truth, back and forth. We've been going through this while. This is the last one. After this, they are shifting for a year into, for the next year into the Taurus Scorpio for sure. That's another whole game. But this is how eclipses work. So what we want to do with this eclipse is, it wants us to take action. So how can we act? What is it that we want to do? I'll share the chart with you. First off, I have to find myself again. There we are. That's so funny. I have to find myself. It's a very Sagittarius thing to say. I wasn't on the Zoom screen. I was reading my notes, make sure I had what I wanted to say. Because sometimes I talk and I forget the really good stuff. I'm writing this out too. It's going to be on my in my newsletter. So if you're not on my newsletter email list, please go and sign up for that. All right. Because that comes out every 10 days or so. And I'm not an automated service, so I won't blow your email up with an email every 2 days. It just doesn't work. I write stuff and I send it. So, and once a week, once every 10 days, you'll get an email from me. And if you want to know more too, specifics about this, house placements and stuff, I do that for my Patreon membership. And that's going to be in the box below here. So this is what the eclipse looks like just for my location, right? My latitude and longitude. The numbers will all be the same no matter where you live, but the time of day and the houses they're in will be different. So that aside, because it has to be aside, We look at this Sagittarius eclipse, which is what it looks like right here when the sun and the moon are at the same place. And in Sag, everything I've just said on how they're fiery and energizing and looking for the truth and fun and exploring and all of those things. It is in the second decan of the fire sign of Sag, which would be Mars. And so Mars is giving that an extra boost of self-focus and personal wants and needs. Mercury is right here with it. Mercury has just finished making its conjunction to the sun. And so Mercury in Sag can have a big mouth and can really, the truth can really come out. So there might even be a lot of whistleblower type information in the news, looking out, looking outside of ourselves. All of these guys over here by declination, oh my gosh, they're just so close. Mercury and Venus are parallel and both out of bounds. So with Mercury in Sag, in a sign that is its detriment, meaning it's again going to talk. The truth's going to come out. Don't know when to stop. And it is out of bounds. This is going to create some big news. It's going to create big news. And even as the sun and the moon, they have to be near each other in declination to have an eclipse. And they are. They're almost not. It's just a tiny little partial eclipse. Well, they call it a total eclipse, but it's not total where we can see it. And then Pluto is smack dab by declination in between the sun and the moon, even though it is way over here. By declination is a separate measurement than the zodiac measurement. And so what that tells us is, again, power. There's a lot of power behind this eclipse. Eclipses are always, wild cards anyways, but we got Pluto by declination in between the sun and the moon, big one. This is big. And then Mercury in Sag, in a sign that it doesn't know when to listen. It just keeps talking and it's out of bounds. We're going to be hearing a lot of information. A lot's going to happen. And you're going to want to see where that is in your own chart, right? To see where all this stuff is happening. It's going to be pretty amazing. So those are some of the things that we're looking at with this eclipse. We're also, the shape of this is called a bowl because everybody's within 180 degrees of each other. And Mars is the leading planet in that bowl. So there's just there's a major hyper focus is what it is. We're incredibly focused on the Scorpio energy, the Mars in Scorpio. So what secrets are coming to the surface? And then the Sagittarius energy. What is the truth? And we're going to hear even more than we need to hear. And then the Capricorn, the earthy grounded, the foundational government stuff. Oh, it sounds like a conspiracy to me. And then, and then the Aquarius and Pisces. I don't want to go off on that tangent. So we have all of those things happening for us right now. And so the focus really is like a major, just a narrow focus. I think the key to this is listening. To me, the key to this is to listen to our inner self, to listen to what it is that we want and need. I'm going to stop my share right now. What is it that we want and need, right? How can we slow down? Because during new moon time, and again, since this is an eclipse, it's like amped up. During new moon time, the moon is dark and we can't see it, right? So we may have intentions about what it is that we want and need and would like to bring into our lives, and that's perfectly fine and beautiful, of course. But when the moon is dark, we still don't have all the information. We don't have enough light to really know the truth of what's happening around us. So what we need to do, and this is bringing this back to personal, because the world and global stuff is just going to continue to speed on by. I want us, this is what I do too. I want you to slow down, and I want you to spend time, whether it's meditation, walking in the woods, whatever it is you do that just gives you space to breathe and to just be silent, because what we need to do is listen and be quiet and trust our intuition, get into alignment with the goals that we want and not hurry or rushing, put them down, just like that eclipse, the solar eclipses, you can't look at them unless you have the proper tools. Otherwise, you're going to fry your eyes. So the proper tools to set up a great new moon ritual, especially when it's a solar eclipse, is to take a lot of time, whatever's a lot of time for you, but to take that time to be quiet, to be still, get out your journal, write out how you're feeling. You don't have to set goals right away. I would easily give this 24 to 48 hours before I'd start writing goals out. You're not going to miss out on anything if you don't do it the day of the new moon, because but you can write out how you're feeling. All right. And so that's really a lot of what I want us to focus on in regard to this new moon solar eclipse. And for those of you in my Patreon group, I will be coming back with the second video shortly, and we'll talk about where this eclipse is in each house, how to find it for yourself. And if anybody isn't on that, you go ahead and click the links. There's here on YouTube, it's below in the content box below the video. And I will leave us all with that. And have fun, go explore, and I'll see you next time. Blessings. And namaste. And don't forget, click and comment, and I'll be here to answer your questions because I always am. All right. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.